Personally, I make movies that I would like to see. So what I write and what I make is a film that I would like to see if I were an audience member. I think I was first inspired to work in film or do something involved in film just by, a love of cinema from a very early age, which I think was instilled in me and my brother by our parents, because they would talk a lot about film and they would take us to see films. Then I think sort of where I started to focus on the idea of actually directing more was when I was in my teens. And one of the real flashpoints for me was this series that Jonathan Ross presented on UK TV called The Incredibly Strange Film Show, which followed like a different genre director each week. And one week it was about Sam Raimi. And I think I saw this in 1988, so I was 14. And there was a documentary about him, and specifically about The Evil Dead and Evil Dead 2, and also the fact that he'd started making Super 8 films when he was a kid. And that to me was like the final push that I needed. I knew I wanted to do something in film, but seeing that documentary like 45 minutes later, I'm like, I want to be a director. I think most of the times when I make films, I'm trying to recapture thrills that I had in the cinema. The weird thing with Scott Pilgrim is that, it didn't kind of like break through in a big way initially, but then very quickly became a cult item where suddenly it was like on the midnight circuit. It has several sequences where people are literally having sonic battles. And I think there's lots of things you can do like that, where you can use sound as not just as an immersive experience, but as a storytelling device, for sure. I think back at the sort of the films that like had the most impact on me growing up, that had a huge element of that, where the sort of the use of sound and music is sometimes the whole show. We have a thing in Baby Driver where when music isn't playing, you can hear his tinnitus. And it's kind of whenever the music stops, you're very aware that he has tinnitus. And then you understand why he wants to play the music all the time. It's because he wants to drown out the whine in his head. I have to approach it as like, if I hadn't made this, would this be one of my favorite films? I guess the only advice is to use all the tools at your disposal. I mean, you can make a great movie on any scale, on any budget. It's all really down to how you tell the story. At the highest level, I'm always looking for sort of innovation. I feel like you're always waiting to see what that next movie is that sort of seems to use all of the kind of the capabilities of technology in vision and sound at their disposal to create something new.